Everybody's trying to get to the point to where they can have an off-leash walk with their dog, where the dog's not in the heel position, it's just walking around. They're on a path, they're on a trail, the dog can have free rein, but it's always connected, it's always engaged, it's always in tune with you. And in order to do that, you're going to need a really good recall. But another foundational step I love to do is what I call a long line walk, which is basically where you're walking and the dog just on a long line. So before you can really let them go off leash, you have to experiment with things like this, which just means they have a long line on, could be 15, 20, 25 feet, whatever you determine you need for the size of your dog and the speed and things like that. That way you always have control and can always pick up the line if needed. But all I'm going to do is just walk through this grassy area where Brutus is free. He can do whatever he wants. There's no commands or anything like that. And if he decides to check in with me, I'm going to mark and give him a piece of food. And that's it. I'm just going to let him roam. I'm going to let him do his thing. If he comes to check in with me, I'm going to mark and reward. I could practice some recalls every now and then, but that's the beauty of the long line walk. If I need to recall him, I could. If I can just let him be a dog, I can. But I'm going to mark and reward it when he pays attention to me. One thing I just want to reiterate here is that I'm not forcing him to keep his attention on me. I'm not asking him to look at me. I don't have him in any type of command. He's just naturally following me. So the question is, how do you get your dog like that? You can't get your dog just by doing long line walks to this point. But long line walks are a great way to strengthen it and a great way to proof it and a great way to say, hey, here's some freedom. I'll allow you to have some more freedom, but as long as you check in with me, that's a good thing. But how to get to that point is you have to establish value. Value is a huge prerequisite step to an off-leash dog or really anything you want to do with your dog. If your dog values you more than other things in the environment, such as other people, other dogs, all the smells, the garbage truck that's driving by, that's a huge prerequisite step. The dog has to value you and see you as value. So Brutus, he's a very, very high drive dog and he loves to play. So he knows there's always that potential for play. In this case, I am using food, but I could do the same thing with the toy. If he pays attention to me, I could mark and throw the toy and then walk another 100 feet, mark and throw the toy again. But he always knows there's that potential time to play, and that's what creates a lot of value for him. So ask yourself, are you valuable to your dog, and what does your dog value? Another thing I want you to think about is if your dog is off leash, like, yeah, Brutus is on a long line, but really there's the feeling of being off leash, and that's what you want to accomplish. The ability to feel free, but also have that structure and safety if needed. But when your dog is off leash, what does it do? If your dog was off leash in the middle of this grassing area, what would it do? Would it be engaged with you? Would it be checking out other smells? Would it be scatterbrained, like, oh, there's a squirrel, oh, there's a person, oh, there's smells over there? Or is it kind of doing this in the back of the mind where there's a check-in? You can see in Brutus's head, he's always like, hey, every time I get so far away, I feel that need to check in. And once you have that out of your dog, that is a very, very big step.